real.
Yo.
Oh, you started streaming? Yeah, I'm all
Yeah.
good with that.
Okay, good. If you said no, I would have been like, I don't care. I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's literally how I am with all my friends, bro. I'll like ask if they're good with me streaming, but then
Then you're just
but,
like, doesn't matter what you think. You're like, no.
yeah.
Oh man,
Oh, I should have made it friendlies, whatever.
those customs were something else.
Dude, that was actually hilarious. I should have. Alright, never mind.
Don't worry, I got it.
Um,
What do you think of this core drip?
pretty fire, honestly.
I know.
I like the skin.
I don't know why I chose hammer. Like, I'm okay with hammer, but like
Dude, holy shit, I'm tired.
I've noticed. I mean, this is probably a quality that most top players have, but like, understanding tendencies of opponents is very much so a good quality of yours. Because
Mine?
like, yeah, because I would just sometimes I mean, you know, I'm not the best player in the world, so I'll just kind of stick to something, and it'll become
Yeah.
a tendency in game, and you'll catch on to that, and it's good.
Yeah, it's just like adapting to whatever's going on.
Yeah.
That's like something that basically anyone needs to get.
Yeah, any high level.
Yeah. That's like I like struggle with consistency. I have to like really push myself to play the game at the start of the day. So like eventually during the day I'll like be playing really well.
Right.
If that makes sense. Like my reactions to stuff get like a lot more.
Yeah, it's like a game or two won't do for you. You kind of gotta play for a good time.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Mostly honestly. Like when I first started playing Brawl tournaments, that's when I would realize like I need to actually like play for a decent amount of time before I'm like playing at the best.
Right. I mean, I guess I have actually, like, me and Jara will just kind of hop on, and when we're gonna play twos, me and him will just go into customs and just 1v1 each other like 10 or 12 times, and then we'll just kind of that's kind of our warm up for now. And then if we really want to, we'll go into like friendly twos, but I've learned that doesn't really help out much.
Yeah, it really like that. Like playing friendly twos, that's more for like purely warming up just your hands. Like so you just like are pressing your buttons whenever. But
you think they'll ever add a like 2v2 casual that has team damage?
do I think they will? Like probably not, but I really hope they do, because that would be actually really dope to like have.
Yeah. Just like,
like
instead of
it's
experimental and
so
friendlies, you know, like a casual matchmaking that has, you know, like the qualities of ranked and, you know, everything else. And
yeah.
I was thinking about narrowing, but like, damn.
Yeah.
So, if this is going to become a YouTube video, we need to have a little bit of structure. So I guess I should think of questions to ask you. You actually have an event that I'm doing today, the money match stream.
I would.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You need to be on this, but you don't money match much, do you?
Nah, I really don't like
That's fair.
care to money match people that often. Right now I just don't really care too much about trying to improve.
Okay.
Cause like before,
Can you
in like
elaborate
early,
on
cause like earlier March this year, I would like sometimes, or you know, I wouldn't really money match people, but I would kind of like 1v1 against people competitively, even though there wasn't like actual money. It still like would be like
competitive sparring in a way?
Yeah. But like when it comes to money matches, I don't know. I feel like what happens is I just get way too like I overthink it too much. And it causes me to start doubting myself, or like I'll start second guessing everything I'll do, which then will cause me to kind of like really mess up everything I'm doing. Because like in this game, you really can't like be second guessing yourself or like making those like microsecond mistakes. Because then what happens is it'll just like fully fuck you up.
Oh yeah. Has that ever happened to you with like maybe tournaments, poor performance in tournaments? Did that mess you
Oh
up?
my god. Yeah, definitely, bro. Like, when me and BBQ Chip were about a top 32, or we were playing our top 32 game, uh, against Electrifying and
Mm-hmm.
Luffy at the time.
Okay.
Uh, it was like 1-1,
Player one
and
wins. Draw.
like we were both just like, or like all four of us were kind of like just playing crazy because we were all fighting for top 32.
Right.
And I forget exactly how it ended, but I think like the or no, Khaled was the last one alive. But it was the fact that like just that whole time I was like overthinking so much for the final game.
Yeah.
Like if we won that, it would have been a top 32, and that was like really like just like in my head at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I started thinking more about that instead of
winning.
like
in a way.
actually playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Granted, I haven't been in that position, but I do understand. when the stakes just get huge, you're just constantly like, oh my god, you know, will I actually make it here? And then it's less on the actual game and more on where you're gonna get, but you can't think like that.
Yeah. Your like mental is definitely part of it.
Oh yeah.
Like half of the game is like playing, and then the other half is mental.
Right. See,
'Cause you
I
could-
lack in mental myself. That's my issue.
Weird.
Damn.
Fuck.
Oh. That D6 such a give or take. But correct me if I'm wrong. You've gotten one top 32 before, right? Or was that your only chance at it and you didn't get it?
I've never top 32 an actual major,
Official? Okay.
but I definitely should have like a lot of times.
I swear I remember seeing you in like in T32, but maybe it was top 64.
Yeah, it was definitely probably that. I mean like I like basically only placed 33rd in twos.
Yeah.
And then in ones it's usually just like 49th or 65th.
60. Yeah. Okay. The first official tournament that I even participated in, which I think was autumn 2022, I got 129th, which honestly was a lot better than I thought I'd get. I thought I was gonna go 0-2, but
That's actually pretty good. Which one was that?
autumn.
2022?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good placement. I think I only got like,
Like I could have got 97th, but I dropped to losers round one.
you know who you played?
Some Onyx. I don't know the name. I think it was just some good diamond player.
Gotcha.
But then I don't know. I just picked up. Who did I pick up? Like Val, I guess, and I like won like 3 games, and I was like, oh. And I mean, they were like at that time, I probably was like 1750. Like I was just a low plat, so I was probably just beating players that were either same level or just kind of like had those tournament nerves. Tournament nerves.
Word.
I've only been in like community tournaments besides that one official, and I get tournament nerves all the time. So I can only imagine officials.
Nah, yeah. Like sometimes my tournament nerves get really like a lot because like what happens is like I'll like overthink basically everything
Right.
when like I need to really just kind of stop thinking entirely and just kind of focus on the game.
Yeah, like hone in.
But I've gotten better with my tournament nerves like over the last like year and a half of playing in tournaments. Community tournaments definitely like help with like when it comes to when it comes to tournament nerves in general. Like community tournaments is definitely a way to like practice getting over them, because then when you're like in an actual major after playing in like so many community tournaments, you're just like, oh, I've already been here. Yeah, just like constantly, or being able to just constantly go into different matches and or different sets and playing against different people and like getting used to how tournaments work it'll like definitely help you like just kind of stop overthinking about it.
Yeah, you know, like I've been in this position before, and I can do this. Great.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm wondering, you had said you're not really looking to improve right now. Is there a reason for that, or like, because are you trying not to improve in just like maybe ranked 1s, or focusing on 2s, or vice versa?
So the way like improving with this game works is like you obviously have to care about it, and what happens is when I did care about improving, like seriously, I would like basically like spend, or I would like put my all into like actually like trying to win and stuff. And while like I was like doing good and improving, when you like lose sets, or like you lose tournaments, or whenever you just like go on like, you know, losing streaks,
Yeah.
or something, it like really will like fuck with your mental. Like it like used to like actually like upset me like crazy if I like started to underperform.
I gotta ask, how did you find ways to combat this?
Well, if I was like, okay, well it's like really different for me because 1s and 2s is like an entirely different scenario.
Right. Well, let's talk about 1s first.
Yeah, so in 1s, what would happen is if I ever was like, okay, I want to like take time out my day to actually play ranked or something, I would like literally like kind of like schedule myself so I would have like a specific amount of free time to like warm up and then play ranked for real, and then kind of be able to chill after. And so I would kind of like start playing ranked or whatever, and then depending on how I did, like if I did bad, what would happen is like basically afterwards, if I like lost like 3 ranked games in a row or some bullshit, and it just, you know, kind of tilted me, I would just basically take a break from playing, even though like ending on a loss doesn't feel good. I was still like aware like I need to do this because otherwise I'll just keep playing.
Right. So
and so like you kind of like gotta take like little mental, oh shit, you gotta take like mental resets basically, where you like gotta step away from the game for like, you know, half an hour or whatever you need, and just kind of do something like meditating. Like if you saw how Wrath was talking about how he was meditating before getting on.
yeah.
I used to do kind of the same thing. I would like completely clear my head by like listening to like really calming music, and I just kind of like sit in my bed, stay.
Real quick question. Like say in a ranked 1v1, I don't know, you're like on the verge of like a new 100 peak. You know, maybe like you're 2390 and you're going to 2400 or whatever relates to you in particular. And then say you won that match, you got to 2400 or whichever one it is, and you know how you have like, I mean, maybe this is only select few people. You have like the jitters after because it was like such a close match. It went down to like red 1 stock, and you're like, Jesus. Do you how do you go forward doing that? Do you take the break like you were saying, or do you like ride the momentum?
Yeah, so I like usually stop right there, because if I like were to hit a new peak or something and like I was like shaking like with excitement or something, I would definitely like just kind of stop playing right there, because
maybe like savor the moment in a way.
Yeah, because like I'm already in like such a good like, you know, mood after hitting that peak. Like I accomplished my goal, and so like after hitting like your goal, I feel at least like after you hit the goal, you gotta kind of just stop for a minute and just kind of enjoy it.
I think most others would agree, but there are some menaces that probably just keep pushing, you know. And I'm just wondering if you did that either.
Nah, yeah, I those guys are just like actually different.
Yeah, legit.
The reason I played Brawl was because I wanted to be able to beat my friends in like custom games, like my like local friends. Yeah. That's like how I got into Brawl, just by like playing games with them. And then I always wanted to be the one that could like win those games. So I would just like hit the ranked queue over and over, so I could get like the highest peak out of them,
Interesting.
or be like the best one out of them. And then after I like obviously was like the best out of them, I just was like, you know, I'll just keep going
Yeah.
and see what I can do. And so then I would like play a lot of ranked 2s, and like I hit like 2200 on PlayStation before I switched to PC, because that's when I was like, okay, I feel like I could like be a lot better. Even though like you can obviously hit higher on console, I was just like, I really want a computer.
Yeah, Balloon Boy, for example.
Yeah, he's actually crazy.
He is. And he's gonna be getting a PC soon, so.
Yeah,
we
he's
better
getting
watch
one
out.
for Christmas, I think.
Yeah, then Snipes as well, dude. We're console demons are gonna take over, bro.
Nah, it's actually gonna be funny, because what's gonna happen is they're gonna both switch and be like really bad at first.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what happens with like any console kid that switches. Like coming from someone that switched from console, oh my god.
Well, I did as well, so.
Oh, word, you did?
Yeah, I was originally an Xbox player, and I hit plat on
Oh, good.
Xbox. But then like I got my PC, and then you know I switched to 3080, 240 hertz. Like I went from 60 hertz to 240, and I was like, what the hell is this? And it took me a little bit to really kind of understand that I didn't have to deal with too much input. Granted, oh god, what the hell was that angle, bro?
Yeah, I hit the corner.
But okay, so we talked about you dealing with it in ones, but you had said twos is a lot different when it. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
we know it's a different game mode, definitely. But in the terms of getting over, like fatigue and whatnot, is it a lot more reliant on like who your partner is, or do you kind of go through some similar steps of just taking a break?
So I don't really like get tilted like that in twos. I like never have really had a problem where like I need to like stop playing twos and like kind of reset my mental. Just because like the game mode is a lot faster paced, and I'm just like in general a lot better at twos. Or if I'm playing with someone that like knows what they're doing and shit, and we're like queuing together, we will like actually tear up the queue sometimes, and it just gets like so fun for me. Cause like when I'm like playing peak twos with like a really good player for me, like shit actually gets so fun.
Do you keep your eye on the pro scene a lot? Well, I mean, obviously you've competed in the tournaments, but like, how much would you say you really keep up with Brawlhalla esports?
I don't really watch the tournaments live too much anymore. I just kind of got like bored of just watching these like hour-long streams.
Oh yeah,
So
sure.
I just didn't really like care enough to. But I like will always look at the brackets at least. Like I'll always like look and see who's like beating who.
Right.
Or, like I'll see the tournament set score, because like that's just stuff that like interests me instead of like watching the whole sets sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I'll at least keep up with who's placing what and like how the tournament sets went. But when it comes to like actually watching
like the full game.
the full games, I don't really do that
That's fair.
much now.
That's fair.
But I do think that like if you want to improve like playing Brawl, you should like watch like tournament sets a lot.
Oh yeah.
Especially like the more recent tournaments where like you'll be looking at like more what's actually meta.
Yeah, more
Instead of
recent.
watching
meta.
like
Yeah.
hella old tournaments where the balances aren't really the same.
Yeah, watch like Cody versus Sandstorm number 17. You're just like, man, I'm learning so much.
Yeah, because that's what I would do all the time when I was like
Oh really?
going from like just a regular diamond to like actually getting better. I would like watch lots of tournament sets and kind of see like who's playstyle. Like I really liked watching Snowy earlier this year.
Interesting.
I definitely kind of like
Yeah, what's
have incorporated.
I was gonna say, like, is that a Snowy big inspiration for you? Kind of, in a way. Maybe not inspiration, but like.
Like his game, like his play style has like influenced how I play.
Interesting.
if that makes sense, because
Yeah.
like when he would play Rayman in ones and would like do really good at the start of the year, like when he won Winters, I like basically watched like every set of like him playing Rayman,
Right, and kind of
and
study that.
like would, yeah, I would like literally constantly like watch like what he was doing,
Interesting.
to like figure out like, you know, how can I incorporate what he's doing into my own playstyle and like get better. It's, I would like first start with only really caring about
Like Hammer, right?
Hammer. Yeah, it would be like Hammer, and I would at the time I would play either Bodvar or Taros, like depending on whatever matchup it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, after that, I would kind of lean into like Scythe and Gauntlets more.
Okay.
And then I don't know. I don't really know what like it was specifically, but I just have gotten to a point where like I can play like pretty much at least any weapon to like a decent amount, just because I know like all the fundamentals.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like,
everything.
you know, and I think that's the same with me. However, you know, learning maybe like tech with different or with one specific legend is pretty useful.
Oh, yeah.
And being able to switch it up as well, because you don't want to do the same tech over and over again, obviously. But in twos, one last thing. You had said how you, okay, so yeah, you don't get tilted in twos much, but if you were to, would you do the same method as in ones? Maybe like take a break?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
If I were to ever like get tilted like that, it's just the same thing. Kind of like step away from the computer.
And you kind of, I kind of like to relate that to, I think that relates to a lot of things, not just Brawl. Sometimes,
Yeah.
with me, I do a lot of editing, and it's really tough for me sometimes to do editing, only because I'll try to work on this like video, and I'll try to perfect it, you know what I mean? And I literally can't do that, so sometimes I have to step back and get back on it. But alright, Mike,
Yeah.
if there's any final words, go ahead.
Nah, yeah, I just gotta go because at 3:30.
All right, fair enough.
Call. But
Okay, man.
we can always just VC and talk whenever.
Yeah, I mean, obviously
Whatever you
this being used for video, but I'll be down to talk whenever. Alrighty, Mike, you
Alright,
have a
word.
good rest of your day. Thanks for joining me, man.
All right, peace, bro.
See ya. That's gonna be a good video right there.